ever been driving and noticed a sign that said your oil is low? You probably are soon in need of an oil change, but you don't have time to go or you don't have all that money right now. Well, here's a quick and cheaper way to hold you off until you get the whole thing done. Let's get under the hood with Patrick Neely. All right, Patrick, so what are we showing today for the people at home?
Well, sometimes when people are, they have to go a little bit of time extra between oil changes. We know how it gets, you get busy. You do need to go and get that done at full service at some point, but I'm going to show you how you can check the condition of your current oil, the level of it, and also add more if you need it.
Yeah, and how will you know that, hey, I don't maybe need a full service, but I just need to put some oil in my car?
The best way is to check the level in the engine itself, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now.
All right, let's do it. All right. So we're going to pop the hood.
Yes, sir.
So walk me through all this.
Well, your oil is going to go in the very top of the engine right here. There will be a cap, and it's just going to unscrew easily like this. We're not going to take it all the way off just yet, but this is what we're looking for. This is your dipstick for your oil, and it actually says engine oil on it right there, so you can't mix it up. And you're going to grab yourself.
Question. This is scary to some people, right?
Sure.
They pop it up and they think, I don't want to get electrocuted, all that. Give them like the safe, it's safe as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely. The best thing I can say is that just keep you obviously want to have the car off. You don't want it to be hot. Keep your hands clear of anything to do with the battery if you're holding metal tools or anything like that. But if you're just going in and looking at fluids or very basic things like that, it's very safe. There's not much to be worried about there.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I have the car on as level a surface as I can get it. There's very small area where the oil actually is, and any kind of level can actually change that a lot on the dipstick. So we have it level. We're going to take this out, wipe it off, and I actually did change the oil in this yesterday, so I know it's good, but we're just going to pretend. And then we pull it out and we look at it. So there's two dots here, 1, 2. That's the low oil level, and that's the high. And what we're looking for is where the oil actually comes to in between those two dots. And right here is where it is for this one.
Okay.
So I like to check it again one more time just to make sure. And it's in exactly the same place, so we're good there.
Okay. Let's pretend it's low.
It's low. Uh-oh. All right, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this off now, the cap, and put it somewhere that it won't fall.
And is this generally in the same place in most cars?
It'll almost always be on top of the engine right there.
Okay.
So we're going to take oil, and it'll come in one of these two spots. If you're on the road or something and you have to stop at a gas station to get some, it'll probably look like this, a small jug like this. And on your cap, there will be a spot that says a number that'll look something like that. A number, then the number, or a letter W, then a dash, and then another number. And that is the number you want to match on the front of the oil type.
And what happens if you don't?
It's not a huge problem. Any oil is better than no oil at all. But if you want to get it as close to the manufacturer spec as possible, because they're very tight tolerances inside the engine there, and it kind of controls how the oil pressure goes to certain parts. So
you talk about no oil is better than, or sorry, some oil is always better than no oil. When you ultimately get to the place to change your oil, when you officially get it done, it will swap it out. So it's kind of just a quick fix.
Yes, they'll drain it completely from the bottom, change the filter, and then fill you up with brand new oil all the way to the top, which is excellent.
All right, so you pour it in. We're going to pretend, since you've already done it, we don't want to overdo it for you.
So if you have a funnel, now would be a good time to use it. You would just set it right in there. But you're going to open this. I like to open it from a sealed container. Grandpa's old jug of oil laying on the shelf is you don't know what's in there. All chemicals actually absorb water over time as they sit. So we open this from a fresh container like that, and then we would just pour it in straight to the top, a little at a time. And as we're doing that happens more than you would think. As we're doing that, we're just going back to our dipstick. We're wiping it off, and we're checking it again.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
How do you know you've poured too much?
If you add a little too much, it's actually going to come above this top dot, and some will have a line instead of a dot on the dipstick. A little bit over is fine. Too much over, you can start having some issues with the way the engine is performing.
Patrick, thank you so much for doing this.
Not a problem.
I'm going to give you an elbow.